different person. I don't want you to stay, but because I'm the one that I am, I'm sure to say things that'll make you go away, and I prefer it that way. I prefer it that way. So can you imagine my nerve whenever people tell me, Amy, when you gonna get a man, when you gonna get a man, when you gonna get a man, you know that you need a man. I'm the man, understand? And I know that I don't have a dick, but I might as well. 'Cause masculinity's out and femininity's out, as far as I can tell. When I need a man, I look to the one inside my head, and you can think that's pathetic. I think you're pathetic and codependent. And maybe I'm saying this as a rebuttal, 'cause I know that I'm a pretty weird girl. Women usually want a man. They want somebody there that can lend a hand well. I tend to get annoyed. After a while I gotta be by myself, and they don't understand, they don't understand, they don't understand. And I say, who's the woman? It ain't me. Who's the woman? It ain't me. 'Cause I can stand myself. Well, I don't know about that. Some of the time. Well, this is what I believe in regards to relationships. I think that most people take all the baggage and they claim it's that person's baggage when it's really theirs. They have no choice but to project. That's why they're in shitty relationship after shitty relationship after shitty relationship, because it's always their baggage. But I'm sure that those that they attract probably have a similar set. That if you don't figure yourself out, no one's gonna do it for ya. And I'd really be leery if they said they would. But you know, I remember let's just talk about it. I remember like trying to be in a relationship like a long time ago. Like my first relationship, like when I was in high school. And I remember like wondering if it was always that terrible. Because you know, the guy that I was with was like, just wanted to be with me all the time, and it was just so exhausting. Like, I felt like I was dating a girl. And he couldn't understand, like, why I needed my space and everything. And you know what's interesting is that, like, it's so easy for somebody to think that you're cheating on them because, like, you don't want to spend time with them. But it's really not that. It's like, no, I just don't want to be around you. I need space from you. I don't want to be with other people. I just don't want to be around you. I need to be with myself. Because for me, and I don't know if anybody else is like this in the vortex, but it's like whenever I'm with somebody, I feel like I'm cheating on myself. Okay? And that probably sounds so selfish, but, like, I have a serious personality disorder, so you can kiss my ass. Like, this is the way I am. I'm not gonna fucking change for nobody. There's no special dude with his special penis and his fucking undetachable ballsack. I'm just saying. It's like pretty detachable if you're in Western civilization, because, like, they just act like whiny little bitches over the dumbest shit. Like, I know that I shot a video about this a couple nights ago, but, like, some stupid bullshit happened in the comedy scene once again. Dudes with their fucking egos, they need to just, like, take their dicks out and measure them, because it's just so obnoxious. You know, like, just, I hate competition so much. It just brings out the worst in people. That's why I bitch about the things that I bitch about. Because it just makes people so emotionally immature. And when you are mad at somebody because they remind you of yourself, but you don't know it, you know, you just look like such a fool to everybody. And, of course, you're going to think that you're in the right, you know? But anyway, I don't know why I just went off on that tangent there, but, like, I don't know, I started singing because, like, I was just thinking about how all these dudes that I've been with in my past that I was, like, really in love with, I, like, pushed every single one of them away. And how, you know, people would be like, you're gonna die alone. You're gonna die alone. Oh my god, I need to do a poster on this. I'm fine with dying alone. That's gonna be the poster, man. That's gonna be the poster. I know it. You could do a whole bit on that. You really could. I feel like you could do bits on every single poster, but you choose not to. I don't know why. It's because I get distracted. I start thinking about something else. Yeah, you're right. I have food in my teeth. No, but it's so frustrating, like, when people act like that's a fucking threat. It's like, I think it's a threat to not die alone. I'm threatened by somebody wanting to spend time with me, okay? Like, that's way more of a threat. Like, yeah, include that in the bit. I know that you've kind of alluded to this, you talked about it a little bit, but I feel like you need to, like, expand on these parts of yourself that make you truly unique, especially as a female. Because females are so annoying and stupid and just utterly reprehensible, you know? So it's like, you really want to provide some understanding into that's not coming from a hateful place, because there's just way too much hate right now. Can we agree to that? Way too much hate going on. And I know, as a polemical comedian, insult, comic, whatever the fuck, it's probably really weird that I'm saying that. And I know that I can come across as really harsh about a lot of things that I believe, but that's because those are my fucking beliefs, bitch. Those are my beliefs. You don't have to agree with them. Just let me have them, man. I don't understand. Like, why would you get offended that somebody else thinks a certain way? I'll never understand that shit. If y'all saw my subscriptions on YouTube, you would be so surprised as to how many different people I listen to. But I realize that we can't all be amazing like yours truly, alright? Really don't. There are people that I agree with on, like, this much. And I still say subscribe to their fucking channel, okay? I don't run away like a little pussy all because somebody says something that I don't like, you know? I saw my subscriber count go up and then it went right back down. And it's funny because whoever unsubscribed right after I put up this video where I said, like, psychiatry doesn't work. So I can only assume that that motherfucker is a pansy on medication, okay? I'm kidding. I'm sure you really need them. But I don't actually, like, think like that. Like, I don't think, like, oh, you're just a weakling if you take pills. It's not that. It's not that, like, I think that you're stupid or weak or whatever because you are having a hard time and you're taking something to lessen that a little bit. Like, I understand that. Trust me. Trust me. We have schizophrenia. Okay, right before we shot this video, we couldn't stop crying, and I didn't want to shoot yet another video where I was crying, so, I was like, let's just wait till after we've calmed down. But yeah, like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, it makes me so angry to think that there are pills that prevent, I was about to say prohibit, prevent people from being able to cry. Like, that legitimately pisses me off. It's like if you took medication that wouldn't allow you to take a shit, you know? Or, like, I mean, there's some medication where it, like, affects your bladder and you're not able to pee. I mean, what kind of fucked up shit is that? And the fact that people take that medication just proves, like, just how worthless our society is. The fact that they have all these side effects and the pills don't even do what they say. It'd be one thing if there were all these side effects, but the pills actually worked. That would be one thing. But they don't. It's like the same thing with that fucking shot. It's like, oh, well, you still get COVID, but hey, at least you're politically correct, right? Right? Did you see this? Did you see recently? I saw this. It was in breaking news that there's another subvariant. It's called LIE. Okay? I need to do that, but I'm pretty sure there maybe be like 3 people in the audience that, like, are on board with me and everybody else won't get the joke because they won't realize that it's not a joke. But, you know, the brave ones will snicker. But what was I talking about? Look at this. Look how pathetic this looks. Being alone. Yeah, I think it's really hard for people to be alone. And I think, like, that's the hill that I'm willing to die on right there. Is like, leave me alone so that I can die alone, please. I'm just tired of sheep trying to give me advice. As if they're not going to die alone too. See? It's about to come off. I can feel it. It's flimsy! It's flimsy! It doesn't need to be really sturdy. It just needs to stay on my face. That's all. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, the reason why I don't trust psychiatrists is the same reason, like, I don't trust people, you know? Like, people lie, like, all the time, you know? And it's just like,
I've been, like, cracking up when it comes to this whole, like, red pill nonsense. Because there are all these people that claim that they took the red pill. And you need to talk about that, too. You could really expand on all this stuff. You choose not to. I don't know why you do these crap one-liners when you could, like, really expand on something. The thing is, every time that I try to do that, I feel like I don't have enough time to talk about what I want to talk about. You know? Alright, well, I feel like it would be good. I feel like you need to write a list of things to talk about, like, let's have a page of just jokes about this one thing. You know? I'm the most disorganized person in the entire world, and this is like an ongoing struggle, like every single day. It's like, should I fight it? Should I attempt to be organized? Or should I just accept the fact that my life is nothing but clutter? You know, it just gets so, like, unnerving sometimes, you know? Like, I just want to fucking scream because everything is such a mess. But at the same time, whenever it's clean, I don't know what to do. It's like showing up to work on time. What the fuck? But see, this is why I have to be alone. Because I have too much baggage. You know? Way too much baggage. And I know that. And it's just all these people, they're so miserable and they're so pathetic. And this is vitriol. I know. But it's like they can't handle having that baggage. So rather than, like, pick it apart and examine it and try to figure out what can we learn? What can we use and what can we let go of? You know, it's just they drag this baggage around with them everywhere they go, and then they expect somebody else to deal with it. You know, and it's just like, you wonder why marriages don't work. You wonder why relationships don't work. You wonder why people are in a relationship for a week and they have sex with that person and then they're done. I mean, the more that I think about it, it's like every single thing that we think we hold dear is so dumb. It is, like, just this whole idea of, like, just all the different societal roles, you know? And I remember questioning that since I was a kid. So, these red pill people crack me up because they want to pretend that they're, like, reevaluating everything. And, like, it's like they need a medal for that shit. It's just so annoying. I wish all these people would just kill themselves already. I mean, really, I mean that. I mean that. If I could just get 2 people to commit suicide. I'm kidding! I'm kidding! Oh, shit. Lauren, I wish you were with me. I will say this, Lauren. You are, like, the only person. Maybe you and Adam. Mr. Theron. Y'all are the only people that I could be in a room with and not fucking scream for, I could be in a room with for an extended period of time. Because it's just, I don't understand how people do that. I don't understand how people, like, get involved in a relationship and all that. You know, like, I remember when I was young, like, I would have to separate myself from all my friends. And my college roommate, and I'd have to go off and be by myself, you know? That's why whenever I was on real hard drugs, like, I would just leave. Like, go off and be by myself, or I would just, like, talk to, like, total strangers, you know? I'd be that weird, crazy bitch that is just, like, talking to random people and, you know, that I'll probably never see again. But, like, I don't know. It's cool being me sometimes, but it's also really, really frustrating. So, you know, this is definitely a burden. And so, like, the more that I've really analyzed everything, the more that I understand like why I'm not meant to have kids and why I'm not meant to have what everybody else has. And like, so I went to church yesterday and I was so moved. I'm usually, in tears during the Holy Eucharist. That's when our church lines up and receives the Holy Eucharist. That's the body and the blood of Jesus Christ, if you're not familiar. But I was just so moved because, I've been talking a lot about equality, because I just read this passage in 2 Corinthians. That was in the video that I put up today, the one where I was bitching about psychiatry. But it's like Paul was talking about how, we all have our part to play. And rather than, mourn the things that we're not good at, let's just like be confident what we are good at, and then somebody else will be good at what we're not good at and make up for our lack. And we will do the same for them. So it all balances out, right? Right? Let me turn that off. But it's like I was thinking about that relation to my church. Because I was watching all these people go up and receive Holy Communion. And, I saw these kids, like normally I'm very, very cynical about breeding. I don't think that most people in the world should breed. I think that they should be banned from doing that or barred from doing that, rather. How we would go about that, don't even ask me, but it's just my general sentiment towards the world. Most people shouldn't be allowed to procreate. But like, whenever I see people at my church with their kids and their children are acting like children, probably because they're not like hopped up on ADHD medication and acting like fucking zombies, well, like, I shouldn't say hopped up. I think hopped up means you're on upper. Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I know some ADHD medication just helps you focus, and other ADHD medication just completely knocks you out. Yeah. Well, anyway, a lot of parents have their kids on that shit, but people in my church don't, and so the children act like actual children, and they run around, and they play, and they act crazy, and they scream sometimes. But it's like they get so excited about that bread. They get so excited about Holy Communion, and I don't know, just watching like all these families partake, and just knowing that I was partaking with them. It's like I'm the schizophrenic at church, Everybody else, I don't want to say they're normal, but they're like, like more conventional. Let's just say that. A lot of the people in there have kids, but they're cool with me. They're cool with the fact that I don't. I've never felt pressured by any religious person. I've never felt pressured at my church at all to be a traditional woman in the way that, most women are thought to be traditional, stay-at-home mom. Really, really good wife, Like, I applaud that. I think that's such a beautiful thing. And just seeing these couples, like these married couples that don't hate each other. And you can tell that they don't hate each other. You can tell that they actually talk to each other and they have really good sex because they're the only person that they're having sex with. Okay? Like, that's just such a beautiful thing. And just seeing their kids and just knowing, okay, their child is a result of actual making love. And the reason why their child is not going to be fucked up and end up killing themselves just like all these other kids will whenever the internet shuts down, okay? The reason why their kids are going to make it and most of the other kids are going to kill themselves is because of the fact that they're raised in the church. So they understand. See, the thing is, kids, they have to look to their parents as an example. The reason why so many kids hate religion is because their parents were a piss poor example of the church, okay? If their parents are a really good example of the church, that means that not only will the wife be subservient to her husband, because that's the one that everyone loves to bring up, especially these red pill sacks of shit, okay? But the husband will love his wife, be affectionate to his wife, because he sees her as part of him, okay? So he's the head of the household. He sees Christ as the bride. Okay? That's really cool about it. Like, I mean, just thinking about that, like marriage, like traditional marriage in relation to the church. It's like Jesus is married to the church. And so if you have a relationship with somebody and you think about it like that, I don't know, it just gives it an entirely new meaning, just a lot more depth, you know? And I think that people just aren't into that anymore, man. They're just not. Like, they want to be entertained. They want to experience this like phony sense of happiness. You know, I mean, it's like politicians don't ever do what they say they're going to do. The education system is always lying to us about everything. The news media is always lying to us about everything. The stuff that they tell us to take is really bad for us. It's like all the industries are constantly supplying products that are really bad for us. People are not like actual people anymore. Like we're like these hybrid things. I don't even know. I mean, if you just think about it, like, so Aldous Huxley, I believe he was talking about how a pharmaceutical was going to be invented in the future that would make everybody enjoy their servitude. I really believe it's all pharmaceuticals that do that. And it's a culmination of the farmies and then, you know, everything in the water and the food and then just the TV. I mean, like I said, there is no better example of fucking mass genocide. Voluntary genocide. Okay? And it's all because of that phone, dude. Like, the phones have proven that people do not give a flying fuckity fuck, dude. You cannot prove me wrong, bitch. You cannot prove me wrong. I wish you would, though. I really wish you would. But anyway, when I see these kids at church, it gives me hope for the future. But just for that teeny tiny faction of humanity. I'm not hopeful for anybody else's kids. I'm not hopeful for people that are just having kids and hoping for the best. You know? I feel like the only way that you could succeed in raising healthy children is if they understand what their purpose is, okay? And I think that, like, authenticity is so feared. It's not just feared by those that are in control, the Jews, right? The Jews are terrified of authenticity, right? I think sheep are way more terrified of it. Because authenticity just, like, proves that everybody else is boring and lame and should try harder to be more interesting, you know? So it's way more of a threat. But anyway, what was my point? Dying alone. Dying alone is fine, right? Okay, let's move on.